Good evening, y'all. We here. We mobile tonight. It's a little different than we usually be. It usually be a little bit of studio action, but we're a little different tonight. We're having a midweek discussion for those joining us Facebook and YouTube. It's just a midweek discussion and the show off Shakita. She's back. The gang is back together again, everyone. But not honestly. Before we get the show started, everyone go to Instagram and look up Sweetest Charlie. Serious inquiries only. No nigga stuff. Serious inquiries only. Look up Sweetest Charlie for all your sweet desires. We got a nice spice cupcake that's really a number one seller. But anyway, tonight's topic is the coronavirus and what is it? Hot pot? I forgot the name of the company
Honey,
already.
Honey pot.
Honey pot. So we can start off. I didn't take no notes, so we just doing a bunch of stuff off the head. The owner of Honey Pot is Beatrice Dixon. She started the company. Bless you.
Bless you.
thank you.
She started the company with her brother and his co-founder. His name is Simon. And she caught some backlash because before she made the commercial, it was when she made the commercial, it was February Black History Month, and she knew that the commercial was going to be aired for March, which is Women's Month. So what she did, she wanted to empower young black entrepreneurs on products because we all know that our hair is made different. Uh, you know, so what she did is that Target gave her a deal. Her stuff has been in Target for about 4 or 5 months now, and it's really doing
Maybe
well.
longer,
Okay.
and they're feminine products.
Oh yeah, feminine products. She also got stuff for the VJ. If you look at
That's what she has. She has stuff for the. That's it. Feminine products.
okay, thank you, Keita. I tell you,
No hair.
I'm glad the fastball is a little slow tonight. You got me. But anyway, there was some backlash in her reviews. They said a bunch of people were upset in the reviews because they felt that
White people.
they,
Mm.
yes, they felt that her review white people went to her reviews and said some disparaging remarks and gave her low reviews. Uh, my esteemed colleagues here, I know they have a lot to say about this, and being that we haven't seen Shakita in a while and we missed her, she could go first.
So I remember seeing the commercial. So I have friends that I work with who recommended the product, and I'm at a place where her feminine products are organic. So they don't have those harmful chemicals and those fake fragrances and all of those things in her product. I didn't even know, most people who have been using the product that I've spoken to didn't even know it was owned by a black woman. They just knew that they were buying these organic feminine products. Now, what makes them different than the other organic feminine products that are at Target, because I do most of my shopping at Target, is that they also have essential oils in her products. So it makes for a more comfortable time, during your time of the month. There's lavender, there's like all of these. It's like a couple of essential oils there in our product, so it just makes everything more soothing. The issues that we have with other products, they can cause headaches. It can cause a different smell, because once you mesh your own body to the chemicals, sometimes it causes a strange odor, all kinds of things. The perfumes, the irritation, everything, right? So that's what made her product stand out from the other products that were at Target that were organic, was that she had these essential oils in her products that are good for like natural healing for different reasons, right? So people have been raving about these products, and a lot of people didn't even realize that it was black owned, and that Target backed her in her product, helped her with her labeling, helped her with everything. So this isn't just her product that Target said, okay, let me put this on our shelves like they do with other products. They believed in her product and they helped her get her product and they have it in their stores. So that's another thing. Even white women were saying, we didn't even know it was Black owned. The products are great. Then you have other Black women who said the same thing. I didn't know it was Black owned. Her products are great. So about a month or so ago, I noticed her new commercial because I researched it and I saw. So I noticed her new commercial, but it only ran maybe once or twice. I think I saw it. So like you said, here we are toward the end of Black History Month, going into Women's Month. This commercial is out, and in the commercial, she really just doesn't say anything like you mentioned. She doesn't say anything that was offensive or anything of the sort. She just simply said, "Hi, I'm a Black woman. I started this company, and I hope to inspire other Black women to do the things that I did." Right? That was all. That was it. And somebody messaged me on Facebook and said, you should go to this website and leave a great comment, even if you never tried the product. And I was like, oh, I've used these products. They're really good. I haven't. I've never used them, but I'm about to go buy everything and I'm going to leave a good review. So I sent the link to other people that I have in like group chats on my phone. So most of the people, 90% of people I sent the article to never heard of her products, didn't know that it was a Black-owned organic feminine product line out, nor did they know that it was what made it different was these essential oils, right? Nobody had a clue. So what the purpose, I don't know why the white women were in such an uproar. I don't see what could have happened in particular, but what they did was they started a movement. And I think there's a lot of things they control, right? But I think what they fail to realize is you don't control us. And when you went and you complained and you bitched and you whined and you cried the nerve to cry racism, what you did was you caused a lot of people who had absolutely no clue to go out and buy something they've never bought before. And the more we all begun to talk to each other, and a few people said, no, I use those products. You know, those products are great for these reasons. And this is what makes them stand out so much from the others. Everybody was buying them. Everybody was running out the store. I mean, you should see the way that people were sharing it in the comments that were there were thousands and thousands and thousands of comments under every single post that I've seen about Honey Pot. And everybody is saying, I've bought everything. I bought the entire line. I bought this, I bought that. It was unbelievable. So I don't really want to talk much about the tears, you know, or the whining and complaining of white women. I really just don't want to talk about that. I really just want to bask in the glory that is happening when you see Black people come together and do something for each other. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even like they were trying to run out and support her because her product was doing very, very well. Like there are times I go into Target and I can't find this stuff. You know, the shelves are kind of empty. I would have to order something and wait for it to come in the mail or pick it up in the store later. So her product was doing really, really well. But I'm just overwhelmed with joy to see how many of us went out and bought her product, not more so much as to support her, but to defend her and to protect her. You know, I felt like if somebody got in her, like it was almost like that moment where somebody got in your big sister's face or your cousin's face and you had to ring the doorbell. You had to go get the family. I'll be right back. Let me go get my people because we're coming down the street and we're going to handle you. And that's how it felt. You know what I mean? It felt really, really empowering to see all of us come together and protect her and defend her because that's what she really needed. She needed us to defend her and to protect her. And of course, the sales, that's fantastic. That's great. But what we find is a lot of times we as Black women feel like we're not being protected and there's nobody to defend us or come to our aid and help us. And to watch us all come together, right. And to watch us all come together and say, you know, we don't need you to come and say anything. We don't care. I haven't heard Target say a word. I didn't hear Target say, you know what, they haven't defended her. They haven't said anything. And then the website that was where you could leave the comments, the ratings, they shut down the website and said, they believe that there was racism happening, and they believe that the comments were not genuine and were not truthful. So they said that they would shut down the site, sift through the comments, sift through the ratings, and the ones that are not genuine or truthful or lies or racism, they were going to delete them, which is great. But again, we didn't need anybody to protect us. We didn't need anybody else to jump in and help or do anything. We handle all of that on our own. And if anybody hasn't bought the product, I was telling people the other day, Target had, if you spent $50 on household items, you got a $15 gift card. And I ordered my laundry detergent. I ordered everything, and I added her products to it. And then I got like a $15 gift card. So I was selling it to my friends too. And they were like, oh yeah, I buy everything from Target. So, they were just, ways to get around that, also get a deal, you know what I mean? And be able to buy things. So
Keisha, before you give your opinion on it, right before we went live, I actually seen an article that Target has responded. I'll post it in the group because I'm on my Chromebook and I don't know how to screen share. I don't want to try to screen share right now because there's a lot going on in my truck while I'm at work. But Target has responded, and they basically, the company line, we trying to be diverse and so forth and so on. But I'll put it in the group as well. And Keisha, what do you have to say about it?
I'm just gonna piggyback. When we unite, it's phenomenal. I never purchased those products before. Fortunately for me, I'm not a woman that has problems, like feminine problems, but a lot of women in our community do. We have to stop with this fallacy like we're all the same. Like it's okay to, I see Shakita, she's a beautiful black woman. It's okay to identify like that. Like we're different. So for a lot of black women, we do have a lot of issues. So we are going a natural route in a lot of different ways, whether it's hair, any type of products. So why would people be offended by anything that she said? I don't think that anything she said was offensive. So I struggle with that sometimes. Like I just don't understand if I say I want to be a role model for my niece, like with my business with the housing part. I was over it. My niece said, "You got to continue because when I grow up, I want to get into it." So what's the difference of me saying I want to be a role model for my nieces and nephews to I want to be a role model for the black community? Because we do, whether we want to believe it or not, we subscribe to the village. So what's wrong with that? I just don't understand why people would want to be oppressed so damn bad.
and
Like that.
they're one of the comments I read. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but one of the comments, and I'm saying this because I want you to respond. One of the comments was, why couldn't she want to uplift all women? Why does she just have to say she wants to uplift black women? That's the problem that I have. We women have to stick together, and why can't it be all of us? And why was it just black women? And I was like,
huh?
Let me say something.
Go ahead.
I noticed that, Shakita, I'm glad you brought that up. And we got to get one thing clear, that black women have been raped and tortured in this country for over 400 years. We have to stop thinking that other nationalities, yes, they are being disenfranchised, but we've been disenfranchised first. And it's been continuing. And it's going to continue unless people deal with it. So that's all I got to say, because it's like this thing, like everybody wants to be inclusive when we have an issue, but it's like whenever we have our issues, nobody wants to stand. Like Shakita said, it's a black woman issue. Like some black women don't even feel like us men have their backs. And myself and all the men that's in the group listening YouTube or Facebook, we need to realize that we need to empower our women. They don't feel protected. I'm not saying this to be saying it. This is what they're saying. They don't feel protected. So we need to do a better job of making them feel special because they are special. They've endured more than we've endured if we really look at it. So, Keisha, you could go ahead. I don't want to.
I mean, I just think if we deal with America, me, I have this conversation with Quentin a lot. America did us all a disservice. So I think being genuine, they really don't get it. Like they really don't see it. Like somebody put in a group, Omarosa was talking about white women don't have to work as hard. They've had challenges. I'm not going to say that they don't have challenges, but if the reality is most of us, especially in our age group and older, we were taught by our parents, by our grandparents, that you got to work 3 times as hard. So just because we don't say that every day or we don't have it stamped across our back, that doesn't mean that that's not instilled in us. And not so much. Like, you know, a lot of different programs that so quote unquote was to better us really bettered the white woman, whether they know it or not. So, you know, I just don't understand the tiers. Ultimately, I am a woman, so I would want women to be impressed also, but I'm a Black woman. So I don't see how it's anything wrong with wanting to empower little Black girls. I mean, I would really need them to explain that to me because I can't fathom how they have a problem with that.
Well, you know that comes from people and not just white women or men or just white people, but anyone other than us. That comes from them feeling like you have had all of the advantages and all of the chances, and we've given that to you. We gave that to you. We gave you the opportunity to go to college. We've given you the opportunity to get good jobs. We've allowed you to have all of the same benefits that we've had. Why do you still need to separate yourselves from us? You know, why can't it just be all of us now? We've given you everything. Look, you've opened a business. Look, you started this new feminine product line. You've done that. You know, you've been the president of the United States. Like, why do you keep talking about racism? Like, you know, you've had all of these things. Like, what are you talking about? But then when I'm at work and a white woman could do whatever she wants to do, but I would get fired for the things that you allow her to do.
Or be called an angry Black woman, or like a Black woman can't be assertive.
You'll be disgruntled. Right. You're not a team player. You're not obedient. You're all of these things, and they could say and do whatever they want and begin to cry and all that other stuff. I tell my children the same exact thing at school. I don't care if you're there. They care more about how smart you are than anything else. But let one of them rub you the wrong way, and you respond and react naturally. They would be
let me just say,
they would be afraid of you, and then they would tell you that your behavior is not like you. They don't even know you.
Right. But let me tell you, growing up with white people, I have mastered the cry. I don't have to do it anymore. I have hit them with their tricks. Like, you have an attitude. Who, me? Of all the people in here, the darkest woman in here, you're going to you need what did I used to tell them? I used to recommend them for like racial counseling, like you know, because I was educated to manipulate just like them. I could cry on demand too. So I don't have a problem with it. So I mean, I don't have to do that now, but it's sad that you can't go into spaces and really be who you truly are. Because you're being judged as soon as you walk in the door. But go ahead, Quentin.
I want to make something clear to everybody that's watching for YouTube and his Facebook page. That one of the things that we try to do on the page is we try not to have the same issues being talked about every day. And one thing that we noticed that a lot of the issues all tie together. Entitlement, race issues, dealing with feminism. And this is a clear example of what we've been addressing the last month or so with the group and the page. This is a clear example. And it's going to continue going on because some of us of different races don't want to have the discussion, don't want to deal with it, will continuously say, "Oh, it's not racism. It's not going on." I had a friend of mine who's white, a very close friend of mine who we grew up with in Union, and he saw one of the videos that we did, and he said, "Racism in America will never change, Q, until white people address it." And he's
They
100%.
created it.
He said it will not change until white people address it. So I want everybody on the page that's not black to understand that it's not an attack on you per se, but it's an attack on white supremacy because it does exist. It's an institution. It's embedded. You don't even realize you got white privilege. You may not even see it, but it's here.
But even if they don't personally feel, this is where I'm at with it, right? Because I'm tired of explaining that it exists, right? So when people say, you know, why does everything have to be about race? I if they say it to me, I tell them, then mind your business. Because what I'm discussing is what happens to me and how I feel about it. And the purpose of me discussing it with like-minded people is so that we can survive it. Right. So if you don't care about my survival, if you don't care about the way I have to maneuver around people who do things to hurt me, to harm me, to go online and give my product bad reviews and take money out of the mouths of my children and my family and cause people not to purchase it. If you don't care about those things, fine, don't mind your business then. Then don't say anything because I'm not explaining anything to you. I don't want to. Now, if you ask me and you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But the minute you start that, well, why does it have to be about racism? Okay, then fine. Mind your business. You need to leave this conversation because this conversation does not pertain to you because you don't think it exists. So go on about your business and let us have our adult conversation. I'm not here to convince anybody about anything, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about it with who I need to talk about it to. And however we discuss that is our business. Now, what you probably need to do is close your mouth and listen instead of asking that dumbass question. And I'm sorry if you get offended, but you're dumb. If you say, why does everything have to be about race? You're insane.
Right.
That's not even a real question. What you should probably be asking is, how does that happen? Tell me, how does that affect you? Because I don't understand. Why? Because I'm not black. So maybe if I can understand it from your perspective, then I can understand what you're talking about. Because it's not about you. It's about how the person is telling you they're feeling. And if you really care, you'll ask the appropriate question instead of being so upset because you feel like somebody's attacking your entire race.
So this is what I'll say, right? We have to recognize that they enslaved their own damn children. Who wants to look in the mirror and say that I raped the slave and then put my children in the field? You're a damn psychopath. Like, that's very hard to like balance out, to think that this is what my great grandfather did. Like, that's why you try to make like these slave movies. Like, what's the president? Thomas Jefferson. She didn't have PTSD and all this other shit. They was in love. Like, this is what they make it out to be. So I've just come to the conclusion, like, I'm not explaining anything to anybody. I refuse to explain anything to anybody. And I'm not going back and forth. And I'll say that I have really good white friends. Like, my first friends were white. So
the reason why they get racism is because they care about what's happening to you personally. And when they can,
that's the only way they get it.
Right. And when they ask the appropriate questions and they care about how you are affected, how you're being traumatized or how you're being hurt or how somebody's taking money out of your mouth or food away from your children, once they can empathize with that, then they can understand what racism is. The people who are saying, what does race have to do with anything, are the people who don't who have nobody who is black, African American that they care about. So because you don't care about anybody and anything real is happening to them, you can't fathom how somebody's trying to blame an entire race for what has happened to you.
Right.
You can't fathom that. They can't fathom.
One of my best friends is Portuguese. She's white. My son is her nephew, right? She will do whatever for him. Now, Shakita, two boys, not so much.
But she might be able to understand. But she might be able to understand if you told her that something happened to one of my children.
I would have to tell her. I would have to do the cosign. They're different. Like when we're watching what happened to Trayvon Martin or any of the other people, I felt like that could be my child. That like that could be my child. So it's
those on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe.
But then because she is your friend and she does love your son, she should now be able to look at other children the same age, the same color, and have some sort of empathy. Like that could be my nephew.
I think that's natural for us and not for them. And no judgment. Some of them it is, but more so on the whole, I think that. And I can say that for anybody I grew up with.
But on the whole, yes, I understand that. But I mean, just her personally.
Because what I'm saying is anybody we went to school with or we went to high school with, even if, they might have racist undertones, because they know us, they'll stand with you. It's less likely, but they're less likely to give another Black or Latino child the same consideration that they would give for our children. And that's just my experience.
So let me ask y'all. So obviously their plan, the negative reviews didn't work because obviously she's getting a lot of attention and actually people are going to buy her products now.
They said her sales have doubled.
But but that's what we do. Like I get upset with Black Twitter. I get upset with the cancel culture. But it does have its good points. Like, because I've never heard of this company or thought of this. I didn't have a reason to research this type of stuff. Now, hair, like I grade early. I graded as a teenager. So natural hair products, yes. But, feminine products, not so much. I use what the Dominican ladies told me to use. So they just helped me. They just got her another seller. Just because from the social media. So social media does have its good points.
So going forward, what is some of the lessons that we should have learned from this, Shakita?
I guess the biggest, I won't say I guess the biggest lesson would be, when people say we don't support each other or we don't have each other's back, as a
whole
entrepreneur myself, I feel like that sometimes. But, I just did a pop-up shop and I sold out in 2 hours. And all of my people that look like me showed up and showed out and bought and supported. And it's the same with her. It's the same exact thing with her. Like, there are times where you won't get any support. But overall, as a whole, we do support each other and we do care about each other and we will be there to have each other's back and to, support one another. The cancel culture is out there. They waiting to cancel the next person, no matter what color they are. You know what I mean? And that's why it's important for you to have integrity and move right and treat people right. That's what's really, really important. And in this situation, you have somebody who is trying to take us out of what I call the Stone Ages. When everything you put into your mouth is processed, everything you put onto your body has chemicals, everything you put into your hair is going to kill you. Like they're moving us. People are trying to move us forward. And this is a woman who's doing that. You know what I mean? So here you have somebody that's doing something really, really good for us, the community, the kids, everybody. everybody ran out to support her. It was important. It was nice
Keisha,
to see.
do you have
Yeah.
something to say before we wrap this portion of the show up?
No. What I wanted to say is coronavirus. Murphy done said it's in. Murphy done said it's in Bergen County.
All right, let me say what I'm gonna say about the first topic. It's like how I said in the comments. We gotta
Uh-huh.
learn, we gotta get back to doing for self. At the end of the day, I mean, the wealth gap has not changed since slavery. So obviously,
I
sometimes
don't believe that.
we think we have money, and we do got money. We spend the most money. We just need to take our spending power and learn to spend amongst ourselves, because that's the
Mhm.
only way that it's gonna. A lot of this stuff is gonna change. Now we can talk about the coronavirus. Woo! So before we came on, I was explaining to the ladies, to the audience, I was explaining to the ladies that every Wednesday I go buy disinfectant hand sanitizer because I'm in the truck at work, and sometimes I don't have access to water. Listen, it's no hand sanitizer at some of these dollar stores, but they got hand soap. The best way to prevent the coronavirus is to wash your hands with hand soap.
People is
30
damn
seconds at
nasty.
least. Hand sanitizer is only temporary until you could get your hands on some hand soap. And another thing I wanted to add about the coronavirus is that California issued a state of emergency for one death. And a lot of people have been saying it's a hoax, it's not that serious, they got a grip on it. We need to be mindful of what coronavirus is. Some of the symptoms are like the regular flu. Some of the people are at risk. Uh, Younger people are at risk. Elderly people, people like myself that got asthma, that got respiratory problems, we're considered at risk. So
Mm.
it's very important that we continue to encourage each other to wash our hands, not rinse them. Wash your hands with antibacterial soap
Y'all people is
for
damn
20,
nasty.
at least 20 to 30 seconds. Hand sanitizer is not soap. Now, my illustrious contributors and co-hosts got a lot to say about this. When I see a dimple pop out, I know I'm in for a lot. So, go ahead, Keita.
You know, people are nasty. I walked around
Amen.
my I walked around my office today and I wiped everything I could possibly wipe down, the conference room, the chairs, everything, the doorknobs, all of that stuff. Everything. What I'm noticing, and we at work we practice good hygiene, washing our hands. You know, when you wash your hands, so okay, when you wash your hands, this is how you should be washing your hands when you go to the bathroom. Turn the faucet on, wet your hands, put soap on them, wash them in hot water for at least 20 seconds, at least 20 seconds. Get the paper, leave the faucet running, don't touch it again. Get the paper towels, dry your hands, turn the faucet off with the paper towel, fold it. Use that same paper towel to then open the door handle, and throw it in the garbage. You should not have touched anything else after you've washed your hands. Before you eat, you need to wash your hand. Before you take your food out your bag, before you start heating your food up, you need to wash your hands. Stop touching your face. Stop touching your eyes. Stop digging in your nose. Keep your fingers out your nose. Keep your fingers out your eyes. Keep your fingers out your mouth. Stop snacking and touching all over stuff. And then you snack. And if you have to eat and you don't get a chance to wash your hands, say if you snacking and you can't get to wash your hands and you're snacking, do not lick your fingers. Do not lick or suck your fingers if you are calling me. Do not lick or suck your fingers while you're eating, because all of the bacteria is usually under your nails as well. So you somewhat eyed, you know, if you don't suck your fingers or lick your fingers. And if you have no soap and water, then use hand sanitizer. But hand sanitizer isn't good for you either because you are now going to touch your food with the residue of the hand sanitizer. So you eating that shit. You need to go wash your damn hands. Wash your hands.
Let me tell you, when my child was little and the school would ask for different things, hand sanitizer, this, that, and the third, he would not allow me to buy hand sanitizer because he said, "Where does the dirt go?"
Mm, mm,
He
mm.
was like 5 years old. Where does mommy buy me wipes? These people is just
No.
damn nasty. And so many people that work in offices that don't even wash their hands. I have seen grown ass women take a piss because they got to be like a man. They taking a piss and just walk out the bathroom like it is no water in sight. So y'all just want the damn coronavirus. Ain't no damn Perel gonna help you.
Like I said,
'Cause
like the ladies are saying, this is just something that I had noticed. I put something in the group yesterday in reference to the symptoms and stuff. But make sure, and this is an encouragement for myself and everybody else to wash their hands. What I do, I actually keep this in my truck. This is what I want picked up. It's a household product that I keep in my work truck, and I'm the only one that's usually in my work truck, unless I work an extra day on Saturday. But I usually scrub my truck down 2 or 3 times a week because I'm in my truck more than I'm anywhere. So
yeah,
this is important that
people is just nasty though. Like they have no concept. Like I wash my people don't even want to wash their ass. So forget about washing their hands.
so this is some encouragement about the coronavirus. You said Governor Murphy did what in Jersey,
He
Keisha?
said it's in Bergen County. It's one case in Bergen County.
Okay, so I will come in tomorrow and try.
So it's one case in Bergen County, and like I said, it's basically spreading slowly but gradually. So just be mindful of doorknobs and stuff like that. A lot of us, even if you eat foods that require you to use your hands like pizza,
Mm-hmm.
wash your hands before you eat pizza and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you're
I
eating it
You
mean,
with your
supposed,
hands and the saliva and all that stuff. It's
but
important.
you
we
supposed to
all
wash
we
your
all know
hands
how it is. The
before you eat. People just
pizza,
nasty.
Let
sandwiches,
me
stuff
tell
like that.
and let me tell you, like I'll go out with my friend and he washes his hands all the time. He be getting on my nerves. And he washes his hands all the time. And I be ready to just stick my fingers
Go
and
ahead,
get that
Shakita.
spinach dip. I be wanting to put my hands in that spinach dip. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And he be looking at me like I'm crazy. Because I ain't washed my hands. I didn't got out the car, touched the car door handle, came in. Sometimes when I go out to eat, I don't think to wash my hands. Home, at work, I wash my hands all the time. But when I go out to eat, sometimes that's like the last thing, I think of. And he has no problem letting me know I got to go wash some little hands. And I forget all the time.
Gotta wash them tittery hands,
I always forget.
especially men.
Oh, but see, one thing I'll say, I don't usually have issues with men
So this is
who
just
ain't
like
real clean.
like I said, we just having
I mean, me
a
too, but
midday
I'm just
I don't have
saying.
those
a
issues. They be
midweek
real
talk.
clean, and he washes his hands all the time. I'll be like, but especially when you go out to eat, I don't think of it. Like I come in looking all cute and stuff. I be, I just go left home. I'm clean. I'm cute. I be thinking, am I
Yeah.
right? And he be like, you put them hands on that spinach dip.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. Nope.
I can
What,
hear you,
Quentin?
Quentin.
What?
We can hear you. Look at him having technical difficulties. It's not us.
Bye. So anyway, let's
Good.
take over. Well,
Oh, he was coming back. Because I was about to get on these damn men in the group.
what they ugly asses are saying. I get so sick
They
of them.
full of me too. They full of
Ugly.
bananas and applesauce. When that
Ugly.
post went up about was gay people tearing down the black community or men with multiple kids, and none of they black asses owned up to men with multiple kids all over the place is damaging to the black community. But
They don't even wash their hands.
But they always want to blame women for everything. That damn Sharaza, whatever her name is, they done posted her ass twice in the group to talk bad about black women.
Mm.
I'm sick of them. Quentin hear us laughing.
We can't even hear him. He gonna have to work that out.
Yeah, so I refuse to say anything, but now that we talk, now we do.
Now.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Now.
I want to understand how they feel like if they have multiple baby mothers and just because they paying child support, they're not damaging the community just because they pay child support.
You know you can't tell certain men anything. You know.
Yeah, we hear you. We
y'all can't hear me.
Yeah, no, we hear you.
We can hear you. But you know, there's certain men you can't tell anything to, you know, and their fathers couldn't tell nothing to them either. You can always tell what those types of men. No, seriously, I ain't even trying to be funny.
Hear me now,
there are men out here that would never. There are men out here who would never, like, deliberately and purposely have multiple baby mothers. Like, they might have more than one child with different women because maybe they were married twice. Mm-hmm. Or the first child they had with someone else, but then the second they got married and they had a baby. Like, there are plenty of men out here who just don't do shit like that. And they think that men who have all of these kids all over the place, they don't agree with that, and they don't condone that either, because they don't want sometimes they gotta play uncle, they gotta play granddad. They get sick of that shit too. So there are plenty of men who don't agree to that kind of shit.
But even so, what if you got a hood rat baby mother, right? A white baby mother, and then a woman like us? All your kids is in 3 different environments. Are you trying to say that has no impact, but they gay uncle has all this impact? They gay uncle who's working.
But the men who think that kind of stuff don't think right about nothing. They don't think right about nothing. They don't.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
And when they see other men who do mess up stuff, they don't correct them either. It's the same type of, it be the same kind of men. And I don't be wanting to talk to them. I don't be wanting to talk to them. I don't want to argue with them. I don't want to do none of that. I just don't want to.
Listen, I asked the question and I just left it alone because I wasn't going. They was bigging themselves up, patting them on their black ass back. And I was just like, y'all are all the way wrong. What, Quentin, can you hear us? He still can't
black
hear.
Ass backs.
Yeah, patting each other on the backs. Like, as long as I take care of mine. And what if she has multiple baby fathers and you do for yours, but the other ones don't? And then you're mad because she's trying to treat all her kids the same. That's kind of what she has to do as a mother. Like, but you didn't make better choices. You didn't think about these things while you were shooting at the club. But they always want to blame women. Everything is black women's fault. I'm sick of their asses.
Quentin, you looking crazy over there.
He talking. I don't know what he talking about.
Me either. I want to go and look at some of these comments because he don't read them. He don't say nothing. Damn, Shakita, we heard all that. Heard all what? What are you talking about?
Oh, when you was on the phone. Because they paying.
Sorry, it was a very important phone call.
They paying too much damn attention. They always paying attention to the wrong damn thing.
I was all the way in the kitchen and y'all were in the living room. I was like literally all the way near my back door.
I can hear.
Did you hear anything else I said in this whole conversation?
I hear you now. Quentin.
I can't hear y'all. I mean, y'all can't hear me, but I can hear y'all.
I hear you. You don't hear me?
Did we finish? Okay, we can't hear you. We'll let you know when we can hear you, Quentin. Did we finish talking about?
He said he can hear. Yeah, we can't hear him.
Well, let us know when you can hear us. Did we finish talking about the coronavirus?
Yeah.
And people not washing their hands and being nasty?
Yeah, wash your hands, especially when you use the restroom, nasty. What else on the page got on your nerves? I know you were sick
I think that was it. I think once we got to that place where I was asking that young man not to use that language, I was just like,
I
I
can
was
hear
exhausted
y'all.
after that.
I can hear
I was
y'all.
okay, but your
I
mouth not
can
moving.
hear
You.
y'all.
That
Yeah.
young man
So
was
after that, I
sad.
just kind of was like,
He
I
was
was
a little bit sassy. It's a couple of them that's a little bit sassy. We haven't called them sassy yet. You may have.
I don't know, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's it. We're pretty done. I think I don't have nothing else to talk about, and I don't see any new comments, and we can't hear Quentin.
Yeah. He said, okay.
Somebody said, "How you flip from coronavirus to multiple baby mothers?" I didn't do that. Keisha had some wine, and she kind of
No, because it was everything. I'm gonna tell you how, because we were talking about stuff on the page that was getting on my nerves. And you men were getting on my nerves, not taking responsibility or
Yeah.
ownership. It was getting on my nerves. If you have multiple baby mothers all over the place and they raising your
You can
kids
hear
all
me?
different, that's a little bit damaging, whether y'all want to admit it or
I can
not.
hear
But
you
y'all
well.
so focused on homosexuals who's been here since the beginning of time. If you're not a homosexual, why you focus on homosexuals? I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't really remember that post. I don't
Yeah,
remember
because
who
you was
posted
mad at that point.
it. I
You
said the
was
whole group
mad.
to
Yeah.
hell. I said the
Yeah.
whole group to hell. It just,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not dealing with people who you can't have conversations with, and you can't say anything to them and ask them nothing. Like I just don't have time for that. Once I start feeling like I can't handle that. So I was just like, no. But I think that's it. I wanted to That's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to say. Quentin's mouth is like real tight shut, and I don't hear no words coming out. I can
He
see,
was
I can hear the words, but
he's
nothing.
saying something. He in his work truck. So
Yeah. So I think we're done. We didn't
yeah,
have
me
anything else
too.
to talk about, and there were no more comments. I'm just, Quentin,
It's
nod if you're all
okay.
right with that.
So it's up to you, Quentin. You the
You hear me?
Yeah, just nod if you're all right with us leaving.
captain of this ship.
He said, "Okay, he's good. We're finished."
Hmm.
Corona and honey pot. Get you some good soap. Wash them hands, and ladies, try those. If you haven't,
Bottom honey pot products.
yeah, check them out. And then we'll be back in a few days or so, and we'll have
Good
something else
night.
to discuss. Good night.